Hi everyone, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. I am so glad you're here tonight. I missed you last week. Last week was our wedding anniversary, so my husband and I took a road trip. We went to New England, saw some sights, had a great time. We didn't kill each other. Since I retired, I have a little bucket list item, and I'm going to try to get to all 50 states. I think I have 11 left. I think that sounds about right. So not too many. I should be able to knock those off, and most of them are kind of in clumps, so it should be easy. Each trip I can knock out 3 or 4 states. So anyway, so glad you're here tonight. Please, if you like my video, please share my video, comment, share down below, and you'll be entered in drawing to win the project I work on tonight. The last time we were together, I made this fun window card with this band that comes off. Let me see if I can open this up here from the inside. And this is going to go, this card is going to go to Annette Kowalski. Annette shared my video, she commented, shared, and her name was chosen. So Annette, I will get this out to you as soon as possible. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. Please, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. And once you do, click that little blue bell and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video, which is most every Monday night. I don't think there's anything else. How's everybody liking the new catalog? Lots of fun stuff, new things, right? Have you placed your first order? I know some of you have, because I've gotten notification that you've placed orders, and I thank you for that. Hope you're liking the stuff you're getting, and I hope you're liking the new rewards program. I think it's really cool. So anyway, we're going to make, tonight I'm going to show you how to do another fun fold. I think I'm going to go ahead and switch my hands, the view down to my hands, and we'll get started. So tonight's project is this swing card, okay? I thought it was really cool, and I thought I would share it with you. This one is not perfect, but we are going to make it work. So it says, welcome little one, somebody loves you. I actually have a baby shower to go to here soon. So this might be the card I give, who knows. So for this card, the stamp set I'm using is the Storybook Friends. It does have a coordinating die set that cuts out some of these shapes. And then I'm usually using the Textured Notes dies. These are an online exclusive. They've been around a couple months. But each die has a different border on them. I'm going to tell you, with all this online exclusive stuff releasing, sometimes I miss things being released. And it's not till I see somebody use it and I'm like, where did that come from? Okay. We are going to use this designer series paper, the Timeless Plaid. It was in our last mini catalog, but it's now online only. We never know how long this stuff's going to stay. This is a great versatile set or package of designer series paper. The patterns are great. There's checks, there's plaids, there's stuff that's can be used or is great for masculine cards. Some of it's good for feminine cards, unisex. So I highly recommend you consider adding that to your list if you haven't done so, if you didn't get it already. So let me see here. Let me get myself just a little bit more organized. Okay, I think we are ready to go now. So my base that I am using is Pretty in Pink. This is 4.5 by 11. Okay, where's my trimmer? Here's my trimmer. I'm gonna have to move some things out of the way here. And I don't need to cut anything, so I'm going to get that blade out of the way. I have been known to cut when I meant to score. So 4.5 by 11, and we are going to score at 2 3/4. And at 5.5, which is right there. Okay, and that is all we need that for tonight's card. So this, we're gonna fold this in half. There's my bone folder here. And this is gonna be the part that's folded back. Okay. And let's see. Okay, so we are going to start with, I think, the mechanism part, okay? What makes this? As you can see, it's die cut, but it's only partially die cut through. Only half of it is die cut, not the whole thing. And I'm going to show you. It's super simple to do. Super simple. You know, the other thing I like about this card is it sits up really nicely, like if you're to display it. So anyway, so I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to make sure I get the right die. For this, I use the the very middle die. There's 7 dies in this set, and it's the very center one. That's what the edges of it look like. Let's see here. If I can get it to focus on that. There you go. Okay, I brought my big machine over. So, and I'm just realizing now I had meant to change my plates. They are in sad shape, but they still work. But you know what, I didn't. And I'm going to stand up here because it'll be easier for me. So if I sound a little different or whatever, that's why. So what we're going to do, take that top plate off. Look at how bad that's cracked. But you know what? That keeps it from curling up then. And it's been cracked for over a year and I keep using it. Okay, so our card is going to open like this. So the part we want to cut out is right here on this panel. Okay, so we are going to put this kind of centered. We want it centered on this panel here, like that. I think that works. Okay. My computer's getting in the way here. Okay, oh shoot. I know it's off to the side. Well, there we go. How does that look? That looks pretty good there. Okay, so what we are going to do is I'm going to take my top plate. I'm going to hold this in place so it doesn't move. I'm taking this plate in here and just kind of sliding it in. And you see my score line where I have folded it. I want my plate to line up right on that line. Right like that. You see that? Now I'm going to get this started. We're going to go through. That top plate shoots out. You have to watch that. But if you look, see, it only cut half of it out. Okay, let me sit back down and we will continue with the card here. I know I've told you this before, I'm going to share it again. I like to store my machine this direction, the plates this way, helps keep them flat. Or if they're curling, it helps them kind of try to flatten out a little bit. And it's not perfect, but it does work. Okay. Wait a minute. Did I cut the... It goes this way. Hold on. I was having a panic there for a second, thinking I cut it the wrong way, but I didn't. Okay. We are good to go. So that's cut. We are going to So I'll make sure I got it right before I move ahead. Yeah, I'm good. Okay, we're gonna do some stamping real quick. As you can probably tell, there's a lot of coloring on this. Don't worry, I've actually already pre-colored stuff, but I did want to talk to you a little bit about it. We're going to start with the front. And now I'm using I cut some out using the exact same die I used to cut this, okay? So I'm using basic gray. These colors will all be down in the comments, okay? So I'm going to ink up this little stone wall. I love the stone wall, and I love the little field of carrots. I love those stamps. I think they're so cute. And the way I have mine, it's all the way over to the side. Here we go. At first, I just had the wall and the sentiment, the welcome little one, but it looked like it was missing some, so I ended up adding the house. So I think that kind of balanced it out nice. Hold on here. Let me get that out of the way. Put that over here. Okay, we're going to stamp the inside. This is my website, my store. If you need to place an order, you can do it right there. Make sure you designate me as your demonstrator, please. I would appreciate it, and you will get a card from me in the mail. Now, you see this what is it, carrot patch that I stamped. This stamp's longer. I just didn't ink it up all the way. I don't know if you can see there's a little indent place where the stamp goes up. I only inked it up to right there, okay? So I didn't have to do any masking, anything like that. I just inked it up. You see how I'm doing that? The rest of that stamp is off the ink pad. And I am just putting it right here. There we go. I just love these carrots, they're so cute. And this darling little bunny. This, I am using Smoky Slate. Initially, I had used Smoky Slate for the front, but you know what? I didn't like the way the wall looked, so that's when I went to the darker basic gray, okay? But I kept Smoky Slate on the inside because I like the way that looks. So you can use as many colors or as few as you want. It just is what it is. Now we're going to put our sentiments on both pieces. This one is pretty in pink. This is one of our in colors that's around for another year. I love this pink. It's this same color here. I love this. I'm going to hate to see this pink go. So I have the inside portion with me, and it says, "Somebody loves you." So it's perfect for the new baby, huh? Obviously, this is going to be for somebody who knows they're having a girl. And the front is going to say, "Welcome, little one." Okay, there's that. Now, like I said, we don't panic. You're not going to have to sit here and watch me color everything, but I'm going to talk through how I did a couple of things. I'm going to tell you, when I was coloring this wall and deciding what I wanted, I had to play with it. I probably did 3 or 4 before I came up with what I liked. So these are the light and dark gray granite and Smoky Slate. And then I used old olive for the bushes here, and I'm just talking about the wall. So what I did was the darkest color, which is the dark Smoky Slate, I did some small rocks closer to the bottom. Then I took the next darkest color, or it'd be the next one lighter, and I used dark gray granite. Kind of spread those out. Then I took the light Smoky Slate, colored some in, and then colored in some light gray granite. So there you go. You can kind of see how it looks. I like the dark rocks in there. It adds some accents, but I didn't want too much, okay? I didn't want too many because I didn't want it to look too heavy. And when I had stamped the front in Smoky Slate, the definition on the rocks just kind of went away. So that's why I went to basic gray for that. And sometimes you just have to play around, see what color works best. Now for my house, let's see, the greenery is Old Olive. No, it's not. Hold on. My house, the house here. The roof is light pecan pie. The greenery is light granite green. The windows are light pool party. See, light pool party. And then the body of the house is light crumb cake. So that's how I colored that one. And there we go. We're done coloring that one. Isn't that amazing? Now we're going to work on the inside. Super simple. This one's easy. So, of course, the oranges, I used the light pumpkin, oranges, good grief. The carrots are light pumpkin pie. The tops on them are light Old Olive. The rabbit body is light crumb cake, and his ear is, or her ear is the light pretty in pink. So let me show you that here. Whoops. So you can see that right there. So with blends, you got to be careful. They can bleed, especially when you're doing small areas, which I like doing blends in small areas better than big areas. Barely touch the paper, just enough to color it. Don't keep going over it unless you just want to make it darker. You will get some bleeding and things like that. And I also found out too, the space in these rocks, in this rock wall, I needed to leave them open because it helped with the definition of the rocks, okay? So there we go. That's all done. I told you this coloring was going to be super simple, didn't I? Okay. Let's start here. Now what we're going to do is attach this right on this piece here. Right. We're going to just put glue and attach it right to that piece. If you never use Tombow green glue, this is a time to use it, because this will allow you a few seconds to move it around. This one's not exactly right. So, and I know there's an easier way to do this, but I want to make sure I get this right. So, yes, much better. Okay. See, what I'm going to show you, this one's not right because I didn't get it centered right, and you can't see this edging when I close it. Probably nobody would notice it but me, because we're always more critical of our own work. So let's see. So this one, see, I have it just right, and you can see it. You can see how it looks so much better. Will I throw this card out? No, I'll keep it. But this is my favorite one. And then this we will be gluing to this. I'm gonna make sure. You know what? Did I do that right? You know what? I think I glued that on wrong. But you know what? We are gonna make this work. No problem, because you know what? I will just glue this on the back of here. I think I glued that on there wrong. I was supposed to sandwich this piece in between the two. Gosh, it's been a long day. But that's okay, because you know what? We still make this work. This will still flip around. We're going to just put glue on that section. See? There we go. That's what happens when I talk and try to do this at the same time. So there we go. It doesn't exactly go like I want it, like it should, but I think it's going to work just fine. Look at that. Somebody loves you. Okay. Is what it is, folks. And it's just paper. If it really bothered me, I'd start over. But you know what? Who's to say it's not right? It's just a different way to do it. So I have a piece of that designer series paper. I picked this because I thought this looked nice. It gave it a little extra interest. This piece here is 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, and I am going to oh well, we all make mistakes. We all screw them up. What are we going to do? Okay, now this piece, which is going to go on the inside, is cut out of the next larger die. I used this one here for my front panels, and so I took the next bigger one to cut this. I could have gone up an additional one. I could have gone up to this one, but I wouldn't have seen much of the paper, of the designer series paper, and I wanted to kind of keep that as a focal point. But this will kind of give it a frame, kind of a double frame. See, that's the way we're going to want it placed on our card. So that's exactly how I do it. I place it, I flip it over with put my adhesive on there, and there we go. Perfect. And so I can write my little message to the parents-to-be. Now we just got to put a couple of these really adorable little brushed brass butterflies on here. Aren't these cute? I think they were perfect for this card. I was going to put something else, a new embellishment on it, but I thought these butterflies were right for this kind of springtime. Oops. There we go. Okay. Except for the fact that my swing card doesn't quite swing the way it was supposed to, I think it still works pretty well. Actually, the one advantage to probably doing it this way is then they cannot see the back of the white piece where the blends bled through. But there we go. Now, I'll tell you, something you could do to this too is use either Versamark or Pretty in Pink ink and stamp something around here. I was gonna play with some hearts or something, but you know what? I decided to just kind of leave it and not worry about it too much. I thought I'm just gonna leave it like it is. Sometimes less is more. So anyway, I'm so glad you joined me tonight. And I hope you give one of these swing cards a try, okay? Everybody take care. See you next week. Bye now.